Now, the person I'm most interested in finding out more about is my great-great-grandfather, Dennis here, who at this point was 17, a labourer like his father.
Yes.
What happened next?
Well, we do have the census of 1881, 30 years on, and here you'll find Dennis again.
Right, this is Dennis, the head of the household here, who's now 48.
Mm-hmm.
He's a musician.
Yes.
Wow, that's cool.
Yes.
Musician stands out, doesn't it?
It does.
Could you make a living being a musician?
Well, we do have some information about what he's up to, Dennis. Now, this is from the Northampton Mercury.
12th of June, 1858. Entertainment. Pell's American Opera Troupe gave an entertainment at the Town Hall on Wednesday week. The troupe consists of Messrs. G.W. Pell, the original Bones, D. Manning, that's Dennis, violinist, H.W. Page, solo banjoist, etc., etc., etc. The performance on the violin and banjo were good, so we got a good review there, and elicited applause. The assembly was not large.
No.
So not a great crowd, but they applauded
But they
loudly.
did well. Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, so we now know Dennis is a violinist.
So he was playing with Pell's American Opera Troupe. But there's a banjo involved here as well, so it must have been quite an unusual sort of opera.
Perhaps a trip to Northampton.
Of course, the Northampton Mercury.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You know, when I started out on this journey, I was convinced I wasn't going to find any other performers. But, lo and behold, there is one. I'm excited to find out more, actually, and just kind of learn what sort of music he was playing and how accomplished he became.
Warwick's come to the Guildhall in Northampton to meet Rachel Cowgill, who's been looking into the musical career of his great-great-grandfather, Dennis Manning.
So, Rachel, I have here a review of Pell's American Opera Troupe, of which my great-great-grandfather, Dennis Manning, was a member, in fact, a violinist. So I'm intrigued. Who were Pell's American Opera Troupe and, you know, what sort of music did they play?
Well, they were a group of American musicians that were touring the UK, 1858-59. Pell was an impresario. He recruited musicians in America, brought them with him, but also, we think, en route, picked up one or two talented musicians to join the ensemble.
So they might have needed a violinist, and my great-great-grandfather fitted the bill.
Presumably they met up with him at some point and were really impressed sufficiently to invite him to join what was actually quite a small ensemble, small group.
Right. I mean, what type of music was it? I mean, did they play opera or...?
They did include opera in their performances, but it tended to be a sort of parody, sort of slightly mocking. But at the same time, with this type of performance, they blended it with comedy and physical humour and dance, and it was a real mixed bag, a real variety of stuff.
A real variety show.
Yeah,
it sounds...
yeah,
I'd love to see
variety.
it. I mean, it sounds fantastic. To discover that, you know, in my ancestry there is a history of performance, in particular comedy, perhaps, and slapstick. It's great.
Yeah.
It's great to discover that.
So this is another document you might find very interesting.
I love these playbills.
Yeah.
Fantastic. From the music hall in Shrewsbury. Grand fashionable American entertainments.
Yes.
I love it. Entertainments, plural there. So a reunion of celebrated and original American minstrels. And we've got the real delineators of Ethiopian character. And then we've got Pell, during his stay at St James's Theatre, had the honour of performing in the presence of Her Most Gracious Majesty the Queen.
Indeed, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at this.
Yeah.
The minstrels, were they the top of the bill here? Or Pell? What do you reckon?
But the American minstrels and Pell's opera troupe are one and the same. This is all referring to their performance.
Wow.
So...
Opening chorus, Happy Are We. I'm not going to say that.
Yeah.
You can't. I mean, obviously this is of a time.
Yes, absolutely. With this style of performance, we have a real difficulty from a 21st century perspective looking at the terminology.
There's all sorts of instances on here, aren't there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Minstrel shows originally came from America. Over there, blacked-up performers presented an often bawdy and demeaning parody of African-American songs and manners. The version that developed in Britain was aimed at a more respectable family audience. But the minstrels carried on presenting racial caricatures in their shows.
So does this mean that my great-great-grandfather Dennis blacked up at some point?
Yes, he did. He would have been part of the ensemble performance. They all blacked up at this point. So that's very difficult for us now.
Yeah. I think it's fascinating, the range of materials that you have here. Is there anything of my great-great-grandfather at all?
There is. There is. There is an image. It's very fuzzy, but it's something at least. And I just show this to you. This is a newspaper article. Again, some of this text is similar to what we've just seen. But right in the middle there, we've got a representation of Pell's American Opera Troupe.
Now, it's not a passport photo, is it?
It's not. It's fuzzy, but you can see in the middle there.
There's a violinist.
There's a violinist. He's right in the middle of that ensemble.
He is, isn't he? Yeah, he's right in the middle.
Centre
And this
stage.
was at the Athenaeum Lecture Hall, Bury St Edmunds. Positively for 2 nights only. If you miss it,
That's
they're
it.
going.
It's gone.
Maybe. It's fabulous, isn't it? What an amazing discovery. It was a bit of a shock when I first discovered exactly the sort of musician that Dennis was. I don't know, I don't really know quite how to feel about it at this point. It's, on one hand, it kind of amuses me, because I'm thinking, well, yeah, I mean, that's what it was back then. But on the other hand, I'm almost slightly horrified by it. We've kind of started to learn about Dennis and the fact that he was a violinist and he went on tour. I'm thinking, yes, this is terrific. And then that was the bombshell right there, wasn't it? Bigamy, syphilis, blacking up as a minstrel. It's quite a variety of ancestry.